Hello, good morning, everyone. So welcome to the virtual consultation of the BBA program of the Hong Kong Baptist U. So let me introduce myself first. My name is Ryan Mann, the BBA program director. Nice to meet all of you, even though I didn't see your face. But anyway, welcome everyone. Now, so in this section here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce to you the BBA program, program structure, what are the curriculum of the program, and something about the admission part. I probably will not spend the entire 15 minutes. Instead, I think you might have some question that you want to ask. So in the end, I'm going to give you some time for you to ask questions about admission, about interview arrangements, so on and so forth. So if you have no particular concern, I think I can start. First of all, maybe you can tell me, can you actually hear me? I'm worrying that you might be, I'm actually talking to myself. So can you give me a feedback? You can just type in the chat box to tell me whether you can hear me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. GP, thanks a lot. Now, so why don't we start our discussion, okay? Sorry. Wait a minute, sorry about that. Anyway, okay, anyway, we can start. Now, so first of all, let me share with you something about our BBA program first. Now, our business school of HKBU is actually the only one, a Hong Kong business school that are triple accredited. So you may wonder, is it important to you? Is it very important? It is really important because in the world, there's so many business schools, right? And if you later on plan to work outside, or if you want to further study in a foreign country, other school might wonder whether your business program is a good one, whether your BBA program is a good one. So they may not know all the names of all the universities worldwide, but they must recognize AACSB, but they must recognize EQUIS, they must recognize AMBER. So if your business school actually have this kind of accreditation, other university or employer, especially worldwide, they know you are coming from a very good business school. So as I've mentioned earlier, we are the only one business school in Hong Kong that are triple accredited. And in fact, if you think about the worldwide, only 1% of the business school worldwide are triple crown. So it seems like we are not bad, right? After all. Now, in fact, our reputation is going internationally, and we always think that going global is really important for you guys. So that's why we are trying very hard to push globalization. So there's some figure I want to show you before I move on to the program in details. As I've mentioned, we are the so I'm sorry. Okay, so basically, as you can see, we are the only 1% of the business school worldwide with triple accreditation, right? As I've mentioned, and we are ranked 23rd in the QS top 50 best university under 50 years old. So as I've mentioned, the other people outside will know we are actually quite good. And in fact, to increase our globalization, we have 1,600 undergraduate students from more than 16 with more than 16 nationalities. And we actually encourage you guys to go out for exchange program. So that's why we have more than 250 international exchange partner, and we have 300 more incoming exchange students. In terms of research, I think all of you know that information system, data analytics is really important, right? So if you think about research, our business school actually is ranked top 50 in the Association of Information System Research Ranking. This is worldwide. If you think about Asia Pacific, we're actually top 10. So if you look at this one here, we are actually doing a lot to make you, if you got a degree, well known around the world. So this is the BBA program. Now, if you want to know our program structure, so let me go one step further. In fact, when we are talking about BBA program, we have one single BBA program, but we have 8 concentrations. So you may wonder, what does that mean? It means that all of you, when you're graduated from this program, all of you are BBA students. But at the same time, you might actually choose to specialize in one of the 8 areas. So you may study a little bit more about accounting, you may study a little bit more about marketing, so that it might help you to pursue a career in a particular field of the industry. So what they are, let me show you. Now, so basically, in terms of admission, if you're JUPAS applicant, right, most of you are. So basically, you know that we have 2 JUPAS codes. The first one is JS2110. This is BBA in accounting. Now, even though they are separated, but we are actually adopting a hybrid admission approach. So in other words, if you were admitted through JS2110 here, automatically, when you enter the program, you will be choosing an accounting concentration. But still, you're a BBA student after all. Now, or if you haven't made up your mind yet, you might want to know what are the most suitable path for you in future, and you don't even know what is finance, what is marketing, what is economics or entrepreneurship. Then you may actually opt for JS2120. This is the BBA general program. Now, so in this case here, as I've mentioned, we are general BBA program, right? So in the first year, all of you are going to take all the business core courses. So you will take some, just like many other BBA programs all over the world. So in the first year, you're going to take a lot, some of the common core courses like accounting, economics, marketing, finance. It will help you to make up your mind later on. So after the first year, you will know a little bit about marketing. You will know a little bit about human resources management. You're going to know a little bit more about retail management. So by the end of the first year, you can make the choice. So starting from year 2, you can actually choose your concentration. Now, one thing which is quite special about our BBA program is that we completely honor your choice. So you may have heard from some of the university elsewhere that if you they're going to give you a choice, but they have a quota for each particular concentration. So in that case, if you want to enter a popular concentration, your GPA must be high enough, okay? But to us, we always believe that your learning is more important. We always believe that you're more likely to be successful if you're learning something that you are interested in. So that's why we completely honor the student choice. So in that case, after the first year of study, you can actually choose one of these concentration freely. So if you end up all students choose, let's say, finance, and no one choose HRM, it doesn't matter to us. We will still honor your choice. So that's why you have that particular freedom, which is really, really important. Now, so this is the BBA JS2120 here. Now, if you want to know what are the particular concentration, let me just briefly mention that, okay? Because later on today, we have a program briefing for a particular concentration in different sections. So I'm not going to go too deep about the feature, but I can just briefly mention it. Now, for example, accounting. I think most of you know, or some of you might know that in accounting, you might be doing some of the bookkeeping, you're going to write the balance sheet, so on and so forth, for the company, right? So if you want to be a chartered accountant, you might study accounting, but this is really true because in our BBA accounting program, once you are graduated, you will get the maximum exemption from all the professional bodies. So in that case, you might, if you have already made up your mind that you want to work in the accounting field, you can actually choose BBA accounting, okay? Now, and talking about accounting, you know that some people will say accountant is actually the doctor of the company, doctor. You may wonder why we call it doctor. One of the major reasons is they actually record all the data about the company, whether how much, what is their cash flow, what is their income, whether they have a big amount of liquidity problem. So by looking at those data, they can actually analyze the company health. So it's just like the doctor analyzing your body, blood pressure, so on and so forth, to see whether the company or whether you are healthy or not. So this is the function of accounting. Now, just like any other, just like a doctor, right? If each doctor are using a different standard to write down those blood pressure, it is useless. So that's why if you study accounting, you actually know the standard way to record all this kind of thing. And it can be used by all the other people to analyze the company health. Now, talking about this kind of data, you might have something in mind. Who are going to use the data? There are different people who might use it. First of all, investor. Finance. If you choose a finance concentration here, finance is about money management, technically speaking. So you might have to find out how to finance your company, whether you should borrow or issue shares, how to invest, or you might even know a little bit about fintech, or how can you deal with the customer investment demands, so on and so forth, and giving them advice. And you might also need to manage the risk of the company. So if you want to study finance, definitely you need those data over by accountant, right? So that's why you're going to use those data to see whether you have a good investment opportunity. So this is the concentration of finance, right? In general. Now, the other group of people who might need this data is economists. Economics and data analytics is another concentration here. Some students or some people actually ask us, hey, why do you call it economics and data analytics? If you look at most of the other programs, they may simply call it economics, right? Or business economics. But why do we add data analytics here? I think most of you know it, especially some of you have studied economics, right? So you may have learned the demand curve, You may have learned something called elasticity. You may have learned a lot of concepts that when I talk to the student, many of them will say they are very abstract. They are very useless because they are very just like a graph and you never see that graph in the world. So they're too abstract to be applied in the world. But if you think about it deeper, it's actually not true. One reason is, in fact, even though we don't draw a demand curve randomly, we can collect data. And I think you know it nowadays, we have plenty of data. We have plenty of statistical technique. We have plenty of data analytical skill and technology. So that's why nowadays, if you study economics and data analytics, you can actually use data to, let's say, predict the demand using a wide range of variables, using a wide range of data, using machine learning technique. And you may even estimate the elasticity of something, just like some company, they really estimate the price elasticity, and it will be very useful for their pricing as well. So if you want to study this kind of thing and try to put, if you're interested in economics somehow, but you think that it might be too abstract, let me tell you now, it is not the case anymore. At least in the university, you're going to learn this kind of skill to put all this thing in real world business. And nowadays, data analytics is extremely important. Not only helps the company pricing, it helps the company to improve efficiency, lower cost, and even for accounting, they need data analytics for compliance purpose, for anti-money laundering. They may actually detect some fraud. So if you think about this way here, this kind of skill is so important. So over the years, HKBU, our BBA program, always try to improve ourselves. So therefore, what we do is we actually add in more and more of this kind of element into the curriculum. So in the end, to reflect its value, to reflect what we are actually doing, we change the name from general economics or applied economics to economics and data analytics. And this is the second concentration. If you're more interested in this kind of analytical skill, you might take this concentration. And earlier we are talking about data, right? Since we are talking about data analytics, and I have already mentioned, marketing management, they also need a lot of data nowadays. For example, you might want to use data to evaluate whether the company is operated efficiently, right? You will definitely need a lot of data to talk about supply chain management, especially COVID, supply chain is a big problem, right? So you probably need some data to help you to make a better decision. And you might also need some data for marketing. And nowadays, you know it, you guys know a lot about marketing, right? Marketing is actually tends to personalize. So each person will have a different, we have a different marketing plan for each individual consumer. But how can we do it more in an optimal way? It relies a lot on our data. Now, so basically in our marketing program, in our marketing concentration, HRM concentration, we are not just learning some kind of traditional theory or model or textbook story, but what we're going to do is we are going to include this kind of new idea or new knowledge into this concentration. What's more is you will have a lot of experiential kind of learning. You're going to apply all this thing with a company situation. You might do some company project. You might become a consultant for some particular courses. So in that case, you will actually we're going to provide you with some kind of immersion into the industry. So this is the human resources management concentration and marketing, right? And the next one, people now talk about retail management. Now, this is our new concentration. Some of you might think, oh, come on, I don't want to be working in a shop as a shopkeeper in a brick and mortar store. If you think about it this way, you're totally wrong. I think retailing has changed quite a lot, especially due to COVID. Everyone knows it. So nowadays, when you go shopping, probably you may not always go out to the brick and mortar store, right? I'm not saying that it's going to die, but our consumer practice has changed and the economy has changed. So that's why now when we are talking about retail management, we're actually talking about omni-channel retailing. So in Chinese, 全渠道 retailing, okay? So it means that they're going to use it online platform, you're going to use social media, you're going to do smart retailing, and you might even involve something like VR, so on and so forth. So this is the strategic retail management. We are not training you to be a shopkeeper, but we are going to help you to become a leader in the retail industry that may transform the entire industry eventually. So this is the strategic retail management and innovation. And what else? I think I missed entrepreneurship and information system and business intelligence, right? So entrepreneurship is another concentration. I think is a hot topic. Okay, if you really want to start your own business, you need some skill. And we believe that in the general BBA program, you will be equipped with all those kind of accounting skill, economics and finance skill already. But you might need some kind of method. You might need some stimulation to create idea, how to generate your idea, how to change your idea into the insight, how to change your idea into insight, how to change it into prototype of the product, right, or of your service. So all this kind of thing will be provided by the entrepreneurship and business innovation concentration. Some of you may wonder, if I'm not going to be an entrepreneur, should I take this one? Office, if you want to be an entrepreneur, definitely this concentration is the best for you. But even if you are not going to be an entrepreneur eventually, or after you try some round, you give up, still, it will be very meaningful. One of the major reasons is, I think you know it, nowadays, when you look at the big corporation, many of them will treat an individual unit, for example, the design unit, for example, the particular marketing unit, as an individual company. They encourage, for example, Apple, for example, Google, you know it. They encourage their employees to treat their department as a single company, to create value, not only for the department, but for the whole company. In other words, they need even the employee to have entrepreneurial spirit and mindset. So this is what we are going to offer in this concentration. And lastly, we have the information system and business intelligence concentration. Again, in the past, we call it information system and e-marketing, e-management or e-business. So this is the old name. Now we call it the information system and business intelligence, because business intelligence is more and more important. And even in our IS department, they are doing a little bit more about the data analytics to improve the efficiency, to create a better shopping experience for the customer, to enhance the marketing performance and so forth. So because of that, we actually include more and more this kind of courses into their curriculum. So eventually we changed the name from ISEM to ISBI. So in other words, you can see, even though we don't have a separate concentration called business analytics, but what our approach in the university, in our HKBU BBA, our approach is to embed all this kind of essential, important knowledge into each of the individual concentration curriculum, so that you won't be outdated by the time you graduate. And this is something we're proud of, because we always update it, because we always consult the market, we always consult the practitioner, and also we always consult the company, the industry about their needs. And we try to make our program more practical and timely after all. Now, so this is the concentration of the choice here. Now, so how about the curriculum? As I've mentioned earlier, basically all of you will be in a BBA program, right? So that's why all of you will take 46 units. Each unit, you can think it like 1 hour of content, okay? So 46 units in business core courses. It will include some of the really, really important things that everyone in the business world need to know, okay? Especially now in this environment, the department and area and the different fields become more integrated. If you want to be a marketer, you definitely need to know in pricing, you need to know something about elasticity. If you want to be an accountant, for forensic accounting, or for something like the fraud detection, you definitely need to know something about data analytics as well. So that's why we overview these core courses for everyone, for every BBA student here. So how about your concentration? After you take 46 units of business core, you can take 21 units on your concentration courses. So if you choose marketing as your concentration, then you can take 7 marketing related courses here in the pink color part, 21 credit unit. And for sure, if you take accounting, there will be 7 courses for accounting as well. Now, and the red one is the university core and GE. I understand that now the world has changed. And even for the normal people, not only business people, you need to have a wide range of knowledge and information about a lot of things. For example, because of the global challenge, right? Now people expect company to be more, to care more about environment. They need people to be ethical business leader, not just grabbing profit, money, so on and so forth. They also, even in art, it relates to business, right? For example, you know art tech, you definitely know NFT. So I think you know NFT, right? So it's art, but definitely it relates to blockchain that you will learn in IS. It also relates to finance somehow, because it's a kind of investing in the end. So if you think about this way here, now the idea about discipline tends to be blurred. There'll be more and more what we call transdisciplinary or interdisciplinary area. So to enhance this kind of knowledge, the university requires each student to take 31 credit on university core and GE courses. So it helps you to be a more complete, lifelong learner after all. Now, and you can see the yellow color part. The yellow color part is 30 unit free elective. In free elective, what does that mean? It means free. Free means you can take whatever you like. It can be Chinese medicine, it can be psychology, it can be sport, it can be whatever you like. So this is called a free elective here. And some students ask me, hey, what if I only like business? I only like business. Can I spend this 30 credit unit or free elective in business related course? Definitely no problem. And that's the meaning of free, right? Everyone like freedom. So you know, this is completely your choice, okay? If you like business, just do it, okay? So this is the very flexible curriculum here. Now, but before I move on, I actually want to show you a little bit more about our business core. In this business core here, you can see everyone have to study some accounting, economics, entrepreneurship, marketing, so on and so forth. But one thing, there are two things I want to know. The first one is this one. There is a common core. It's called data analytics for business decision making. Now, as I've mentioned earlier, nowadays data analytics become more and more important for everyone in every industry, in every aspect, right? So some of the students actually ask me, does it mean that we need to know a lot about coding? Does it mean that we must become an expert in data analytics? The answer is probably not. Think about this way. Knowing those kind of skills definitely is important, but you don't need to be an expert in those kind of all those kind of things. The reason is simple. Maybe I can put it in an analogy here. So think about it. If you want to be if you want to work in a foreign country, if you want to be if you want to be reasonable, if you want to work in if you want to live in a foreign country, learning foreign language is important, right? If you want to communicate fluently every day in an everyday life without any trouble, basically you need about study actually shows you need actually about 120,000 words of vocabulary to achieve that. But think about it, if you just want to work efficiently with a foreign company, do you need all those words or vocabulary? The answer is probably no, right? So basically what you need is about 30% or 40% of this kind of knowledge. But as I've mentioned earlier, at least you need to know this knowledge. Because why? As a business person, you need to know what the data analytics, what the AI can do for you, and what is their limitation, what they can't do. So only if you know all this kind of stuff, you can actually formulate a strategy. You can actually apply them into your business here. There's another very important comparison here. Learning data science, learning data science is more like you know how to drive very nice, driver. So those kind of techniques like a car. And if you know data science well, you'll become an extremely excellent driver. But becoming an excellent driver doesn't drive you to anywhere. You actually need someone to know where is the destination. You actually need someone who know how to utilize all those things so that you can achieve your goal, right? To know where you should go or where we should turn left or turn right. And those kind of things called digital mindset. So in this BBA program here, we give you 30 to 40% of this kind of knowledge, and we embed everything into the curriculum of marketing, finance, economics, so on and so forth, so that you know how to use this kind of stuff and try to think about the direction, try to transform your company, try to transform your business into the digital world. And that's what we call the digital mindset. So this is something really important. So that's why everyone, even though you like it or you don't like it, we have to learn data analytics. And this is one of the business core here. Now, the other thing I want to draw attention to is the business ethics and corporate social responsibility. I actually know that nowadays, not only youngsters, basically all over the world, they care a little bit more about the global challenge, right? Poverty, they care about the sustainability, they care about the environment, so on and so forth. So that's why the world actually have raised the standard for all the business people or leader. They actually want them not only to maximize profit, but they can be their ethical leader. They have to demonstrate the corporate social responsibility to help to fight this kind of global challenge in some sense while they're maintaining the profit. Okay, so we are not introduced. This is a course that we always over, but now it's becoming more and more important. It's called the business ethics and corporate social responsibility. So this is another core that you must learn. It is not always there in the other BBA program after all. Now, the last one I highlighted, it is a BBA project. We probably is one of the very few business schools that still require our students to graduate with the BBA project. Some of you may wonder, what is the BBA project? Is it research or academic research? Not necessary. In fact, we have a dual track. Some people actually do academic research. Some people actually do, or more people actually like to do the company-based project. So what we're going to do is you're going to partner with a company. So with the company, they will provide you with the problem, or they will provide you with the data, they will provide you with the challenge, so that you might have to come up with the idea, you may have to come up with the solution and provide them with the consultation report. So this is the business BBA company-based project. So in some of the concentration, you might actually choose the BBA company-based project, and our student actually likes it very much. And you might be guided with the guided by the not only the professor, but you might be guided by the analysts outside. You might be guided by the company staff, research staff, or the department staff. Okay, so this is the BBA project here. And as I've mentioned, some students may treat it as a burden, but to me, it is very important, because nowadays we're always talking about evidence. By the time you graduate, you may want to find a job, and when the employer may ask you, what did you learn in your BBA program? What have you learned? What have you done? And many people will just say a lot of courses name. Oh, I learned marketing. I learned organizational behavior. I learned financial management. But it doesn't mean anything. How about you tell them, well, basically, I have to learn all the same. So in the end, I do a project. When I do this project, what I've done is I'm trying to develop an algorithm with machine learning so that it will help the company to do pricing. Wow, it's totally different. So that's why we want you guys to devote effort to consolidate what you have learned, to come up with the BBA project. So in the end, it is in your portfolio. You always talk about portfolio, right? So when you go to job hunt, it is something that you have done, and it's really, really convincing to the big company's employer. Now, so this is the BBA curriculum in general. And as I've mentioned, we have concentration, free elective, so on and so forth. Now, talking about the free elective, earlier I've mentioned, right? If you really like business, can you spend the free elective in business courses? The answer is yes. Especially, you may even pursue what we call double concentration. What does that mean? With that 30 unit credit unit free elective, right? You can actually choose to study whatever course you like. So what if you spend 7 courses, that is 21 credit unit, in the courses over by the other concentration? What does that mean? Suppose my first concentration is finance. And when I spend my free elective, I spend 7 courses on, let's say, marketing courses. So in that case, by the time you graduate, you will become a BBA student with concentration in finance and marketing. And that's what we call double concentration. It basically always, to me, I think it's important for those who have a clear career path or clear interest in something. So if you really have some idea about your career path, I want to do data. I also want to do marketing. So you might actually opt for marketing and economics and data analytics, or ISBI. So in that case, you can actually have more specific knowledge that you have learned, and then it might apply to your career search later on. It may help you in future. Now, in the past, over 20% of students graduate with 2 concentration. In fact, this number is growing. More and more people offer that. So if you really want to do that, just plan your course better. And again, no extra fee, no extra charge. You just choose, okay, to study those courses and plan your study better. So this is called the double concentration. Or basically, you can also double concentrate in accounting and, let's say, finance, okay, which is one of the quite popular choice after all. Now, so besides learning, we actually talk a lot about our curriculum, about learning in class, but HKBU embrace whole person development. And we, especially for business people, we believe that intercultural competence is extremely important in this globalized world. So that's why we always encourage you guys to accumulate experience. So what we do is we actually set a graduation requirement. And this graduation requirement requires each student to pursue one of these following things with a minimum amount of 120 hours. So for sure, you may go for study abroad exchange program. And as I've mentioned, we have more than 250 exchange partners all over the world, right? So you can actually go to Korea, Japan, European country, and also you might go to US, so on and so forth. So to study 1 semester or 1 whole year or even 1 summer. So it is the study abroad program. Our students actually realize it. And some people worry about money. What if we don't have enough funding to support it? Don't worry. Our business school actually support our students to go out. So that's why we have very generous sponsorship and also scholarship for you guys to apply. If you're interested in the exchange program or this kind of experiential learning a bit more, we have a program briefing section in the afternoon at 4 o'clock. So we will have more details about those kind of sponsorship or where you can go, so on and so forth. But you can also ask me during the Q&A section later on. So this is the study abroad program. And the second one is internship. Internship is also very important. Many student actually knows that if you want to find a good job in future, internship will be very important. In fact, quite a number of our students who are now working in their favorite field, for example, data scientists, digital marketing, or investment banking, many of them actually got their offer because of the internship. They might actually work in those companies as an intern. And then because of their good performance, they actually will offer the return offer. So basically, this is what usually is one of the very important steps for students to find a very good job. Now, so internship is very important if it's relevant, right? So in our BBA program here, each concentration actually have their own internship course. So for example, if you want to find a finance internship, you might actually choose finance concentration, and then all the internship will be related to finance. If you're interested in, let's say, retail management or HRM, then you can actually enroll in the HRM internship or retail management internship. In those cases, you are going to get an internship offer from those related industry as well. And many of them are very good company, okay? Accounting, definitely you can see Deloitte here, right? So definitely we have a lot of pays. Our accounting colleagues always say, we have more internship pays than the student. So don't worry about that. If you like it, you can actually pursue internship, definitely. And lastly, we have service learning. As I've mentioned, we totally understand that nowadays the Gen Z, right? You guys actually are more care about the world or the global challenge rather than just profit. So that's why we also offer service learning. You might actually work as a voluntary in Hong Kong or overseas. In the last 2 years, I think most of the overseas programs were abandoned because of the COVID situation, travel restriction. But we are going to resume it as soon as possible, as long as it is reasonable. Now, so we have service learning as well, and these are the experiential learning. And as I've mentioned earlier, it is part of the graduation requirement. So this is our program in general. Oh, talking about this thing, there's one thing I didn't mention here. Other than all this kind of experiential learning opportunities, another good thing that you can choose is a double degree program. In fact, our BBA program also offers double degree. We have a partnership with Lyon Business School in France, and we also have a partnership with Komiński University in Poland. So if you enroll in the double degree program, you only have to pay Hong Kong tuition fee. And you can actually spend, let's say in the Lyon case, you can spend 2 years in Hong Kong and then 2 years in France. And by the time you graduate, you will get a degree awarded by HKBU BBA degree. And also the degree awarded by Lyon Business School in France. Okay, so it is the nature of double degree, which is slightly different from study abroad. And the good thing is, you only have to pay Hong Kong tuition fee. Okay, and we have some sponsor anyway for you guys. So this is the experiential learning part. Now, so far we have mentioned quite a lot about our program, and again, I think you might have some question to ask. But before I give you time to ask question, I still want to show you something attractive. In fact, we offer admission scholarship for JUPAS applicants. Scholarship is granted to local student with outstanding public examination result. So JUPAS banding applicant who are admitted to either JS2110 or JS2120 with an aggregate HKDSE score of 27 or above for the best 4+2 subject in one sitting. In that case, you're actually qualified to get this scholarship. And the amount, the scholarship is up to 4-year tuition fee of 168,400. So this is the scholarship of 4 years tuition fee plus global experience scholarship up to 100,000. So altogether, it is 268,400. 268,400 altogether, and this is the admission scholarship if you are qualified, eligible for that. Now, in general, we have the last slide. It is about the general admission requirement. The minimum admission requirement for the entire HKBU is that the core subject, English language, Chinese language, mathematics compulsory part, and liberal study 3322. These are the minimum grade. And any 2 elective subject will suffer. And you have you need a minimum grade of 3 as well. So just some minor thing. For example, for elective subject, one of the elective must be any category A subject, including extended part of mathematics, module 1 or module 2. And yeah, the other elective can be any of the following subject. It can be a category A subject or applied learning subject with attained with distinction or above. So basically, you can also use your applied learning. We do consider that, but it must be attained with distinction or above. Okay, so this is to fulfill the admission requirement. Now, so this is the admission requirement for the BBA program, and the next thing is we also offer interview. So if you put us in the band A, you'll be invited for interview, and the period is already fixed. It will be somewhere between 27 and 28 of June in year 2022, and the format will be online group interview in English. First of all, we do hope to see you face to face, and initially plan for something quite funny for you guys to play around. But due to the pandemic situation, we have to go back to the online situation here. And if you want some tips, let me give you. In fact, what we're going to do is this year, if you were invited for interview, after you choose your schedule, okay, which particular time slot you want to go, we are going to send you a video. That video is about a particular interesting topic about business of different areas. It can be marketing area, it can be finance, or general topic entrepreneurship. So basically, you will have a general, you have a video to watch. Watch the video. Make sure you watch the video, because watch the video we send to you, okay? Because the interview question or discussion question will be the extension of that particular video. So I think some of you in the past may worry that if I go to the interview, I have no idea about the question at all. I can't even understand the question. Then it will be a big problem, right? Don't be nervous. What you can do now is we give you a video, watch it first, so that you can prepare a little bit, think about it before you come. So in that case, it will help you to perform better in the interview, and at least learn some knowledge. That's what we want to help you guys as well. Because nowadays, everyone has to be a lifelong learner anyway. Now, so this is our interview arrangement. And as I've mentioned earlier, today it is the consultation. Sorry. So basically, we can see the schedule of the other virtual consultation section, right? So we have accounting and economics and data analytics 2 concentration around 12 to 12:50. Finance, ISBI 1 o'clock to 1:50. Marketing, strategic retail management, innovation, these 2 concentration at 2 o'clock to 2:50. And 3 o'clock to 3:50. We have entrepreneurship and business innovation, as well as the HRM. Now, and lastly, if you're interested in those exchange program, those kind of sponsorship details, so on and so forth, you can also join our briefing at 4 o'clock to 4:50, which is the BBA program Experiential Learning Activities briefing and student sharing as well. Now, so this is the schedule of today. You are staying at home probably, but if you want to join a particular section, there's no obligation that you have to join all of them. Just join the one you like and get the information you want, and you can also ask us a question. If you want to ask us a question here, there are a few ways you can do. First of all, you can ask me now, or you can also visit our Instagram or Facebook page. And this is our web page. And talking about our web page, don't think that our web page is not informative. Our web page actually just got the 28th annual Communicator Award of Excellence, awarded by the Academy of Interactive and Visual Arts. So probably means that we are quite good at communicating information anyway. And we are actually doing something to facilitate your learning and afterward. So if you are interested, you can also visit our website and see, wow, what we are doing here, and we can get an award. So try to get some information. And now I probably will give you time to ask a question if you like, okay? So how about I stop sharing? Okay, so do you have any question you want to ask about our program or whatever? You can say it out, it doesn't matter, or you can type it if you like. Anything is fine. Do you want to know something? Do you want any tips from interview or what? Hello? Hello? Do you want? Oh, okay, Perry. Hi, I will ask about the tuition fee of the double degree program in BBA with Canada. Um, okay, so basically, no matter which double degree program, you only need to pay the tuition fee of local tuition fee. So what you have to do is to pay for the tuition fee, or you don't have to pay extra tuition fee for that. And on the other hand, what you have to do is to just pay for your living expenses, and we do have some kind of subsidy, we do have some kind of sponsorship after all, regardless of country. Okay, so everywhere is the same. So how about next one? Let me see. Online interview has dress code. A good question. It's actually a very good question. We don't particularly say there's a dress code, but trust me, since we are BBA program, some of our interviewer might have a preference that you will treat more serious. So that's why it'll be good or prefer to have a formal dressing. So definitely at least it's a smart casual, right? But anyway, formal dressing will help you because we don't know the preference of the interviewer at this moment. But some of them definitely care about that, okay? So formal dressing will be favorable. Very good question. Stephanie, will the interview be conducted individually or in groups? It will be group interview. So one thing I want to say, even in the group interview, some of you might think you will be given some time to introduce yourself and prepare quite a lot. Tips. We are probably not doing that. So you don't have to prepare a long passage for self-introduction. In fact, we know your name. We make sure that you're the correct person, and then you can start the discussion because we believe you guys will prepare anyway. Okay, so that's why it will be in groups. Okay, and yeah, we probably don't care about individual introduction. Okay, so yeah, which subject has the highest weighting? Only in once one of the attendants actually asked which subject has the highest weighting. We only weight English language, and the weight is 1.2. Okay, so this is the because this year when we calculate some of you when you read the document, you may think that we lower the weighting from 1.5 to 1.2. Then you may think that English is less important. It's actually not true. The only reason we lower the scale is because we changed the internal score system. So that's why now we're looking at your JUPA score directly. So 1.2 is more reasonable. We actually adjust based on the scale, okay? But in terms of importance, they're equally important as previous year. So 1.5, okay? Sorry. So the weighting is 1.2 for English only. Will online interview has dress code? Answer it. Are we required to wear school uniform for the interview? Not necessarily. It will be good. It would be good if you can wear formal dressing or school uniform will do because it's quite formal, I think. Okay, don't wear the sport one. Okay, it will be better. What type of question will be asked during interview? Again, it's another good question. I don't know. I don't know yet. The thing is, as I've mentioned earlier, this time we'll give you some hints. So what we're going to do is after you register, if you are invited, after you register for a particular section, we are going to send you a video. So that video will mention a particular topic. But the question usually will not be directly, you cannot directly find the answer. We are not asking you to memorize the whole video to answer the question, but we are going to extend a little bit here. So I give you one example. If we are talking about blockchain technology, let's say it's not true, okay? It's not a real one anyway. So basically, if we're talking about blockchain technology or Bitcoin or NFT, we might actually extend it a little bit. Don't worry, we are not going to extend it to the technical part. We are not going to ask you about the very technical coding or IT information, but we may extend it to whether it's ethical or whether it's misleading people, so on and so forth. This kind of more general question that you can think about it, but you need to understand the story first. So this is the idea. Extension of the video. So watch the video, you have some idea. Will applicant apart from band A be invited to interview? I'm sorry about that. In that case, we will only invite the band A applicants. We will only invite the band applicants. And in fact, I want to say something. In the past, some students asked this question. What if you go to the interview because you put our program, BBA program in band A, and later on you change it back to band B. In that case, your interview bonus or score will not be will reward to you. Okay, so we will take it back. Only the interview bonus or score will be provided to the band A applicants only. Okay, so this is the information. Any other thing you want to ask? Is it clear? So don't worry about that. It won't be too difficult. We are not going to make your life very hard. We just try to make sure you learn something, and you also remember, we always believe learning is so important. So even it's an interview question, we don't want you guys to spend time on something unnecessary. We are going to give you some learning. Learning is something we really care about a lot. So we give you a video to learn and then to express your thinking. And there's no right or wrong in many sense. Okay. Now, what kind of interview you will have a better impression? Wow, this is a very difficult question. Because we have many interviewers as well, and many different interviewers might have a different criteria in that sense. But we definitely want someone who, okay, if you ask me, personally speaking, I cannot represent everyone. If you ask me, I want you guys to strike a balance better in some sense. For example, many people prepare so well and try to become a leader. So you end up dominate the whole interview. They dominate the whole discussion and they don't listen to others. That's not something I want. And actually, I hope, if you really ask me, the most important thing is, I hope you guys to be a good listener. You can listen to others, think about it. Sometimes in the past, especially in the past, some students have no idea about the interview question at all. I give you a term, and that term is totally new to you, and you have no idea at all. So some people are very nervous, some people are very scared at that time. But I can still find some of them can perform quite well. What they have done is, I don't know it much, but I listen to others, listen to the definition, listen to what they have mentioned, and think about what is the pros, what is the cons, and try to respond with some suggestive or constructive advice. So in that case, these people can still perform quite well. So if you ask me, I hope you guys can be a good listener, don't really dominate the entire interview, and yeah, and try to make something constructive. That's something. And I don't want you guys to be to debate or to argue like those intellect forum, right? You know what I mean, okay? So basically, don't have a quarrel during the discussion section, okay? I think that's fine. Pretty much, I think if you can do that, most people will think it's reasonable, reasonably well. Seriously. So, do we have any other Q&A? If okay, wait a minute, is that all band? If I put this course in band A after release of, does it mean that I would not be able to attend any interviews? Yeah, we only do one round of interview. So that's why if you put this program in band A after the release of ESE result, you will not got any interview chance. It's true. Right. I'm interested in double degree of Neoma Business School. Good. Do I need to know? Very good. We actually worked with the Neoma Business School, and they told us that all the courses will be conducted in English because their program is also an international business program. So when you go to France, many of your classmates might be from everywhere from the world. So that's why it's not only French classmate. And in that case, but for sure, they will also offer you French course over there. So you will have some chance to learn French over there, okay? And in fact, let me say one more thing. So if you go to France here for this Neoma Business School program, they even guarantee you that if you're interested, after your graduation, you can be enrolled in the master program in France, in the Neoma Business School. At the same time, they will offer you internship in France as well. So that's why I think it's really good opportunity for you guys to explore about the world and to enrich your horizon after all. Yeah, is that all the band A applicant will be interviewed? Oh, I missed this one, Harry. Sorry about that. Is that all band A applicants will be invited to interview? The answer is yes. We will invite all band A applicants. So I think it's about time. Don't worry. I really love talking with you guys. So if you have any question, just send us an email. And you also got a webpage, right? In the webpage, they also have Q&A section. That's why we win the award after all, okay? So you can actually type the question there and our staff will actually respond you, even though we are not using robotic yet, okay? But our staff will definitely do the human AI to answer your question anyway. So just send us the question and we will help you as much as possible. If you have no particular question now, thanks all for coming. I really love talking to you guys, okay? Thanks a lot. I'll see you guys in video later on. Bye-bye.